Hey, Thomas, how are you doing?
Hi, Vincent. I'm doing well. Hi, everyone.
Just us so far. We shall see who joins us.
You know what would be good, Vincent, in
Mhm.
your app to highlight, be able to highlight certain keywords and save
Yeah.
them?
Yeah, I did that in development actually. I can show you real quick. I haven't pushed it yet because I have some other stuff I got to fix, but let me see if the server's up. It's pretty cool.
And then also another thing, I'm not sure, like learn zaps, you'd be able to choose like it has like already 10 questions, you know what I mean? You just have to click it and it generates, like 10 questions.
Hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I added that too. I think the server is down right now. It's just the development server, but yeah, I'm excited to get that pushed out. But people have started joining, which is fantastic, and I so appreciate their support. So I want to be careful about pushing stuff to development now that there's actually people using it.
I gotcha. Did we need a code to download it?
No, you can access it. If you have specific financial hardship, just send me a message in school directly, and I can work something out with you. But it is available now.
Okay. And available on the App Store?
You would just go to the website from your
Okay.
phone. So if you're on our community page here,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you would just use this app. Use this link, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. The AI. Okay. So you
How
have
you
to
doing,
upload
Alton?
questions in there. You have to
No,
upload.
no, no. I created a little confusion with that first post. This is all ported online, so I haven't included the upload stuff yet. But there's a large question bank that everybody's adding to. So if you do sign up, you'll be able to access all these questions and then create more. And then it's only been a few days that this is up, but I am taking everybody's feedback and I'll try to incorporate ideas and suggestions. So feel free to send those over as well.
Okay.
It could be a small group tonight, guys.
Yeah, usually people join around 8, 10. A lot of people, straight people, join in.
Well, we could just jump into some stuff. I am gonna record for the rest of the group. All right. How do you guys feel about that? Just jump right in. Might as well
Like
talk
that.
about something to look at while we see if anyone else joins. All right, let's start. In a multinational corporation, the security team is tasked with implementing a data classification scheme to ensure sensitive information is appropriately protected. The team decides to label data as public, internal use only, confidential, and top secret. Which of the following is the most important consideration when applying encryption based on data classification?
All right.
Oh, I did add this for us, though. Got a D from Alton. Applying different encryption algorithm. Okay.
Yeah. Are we putting our answers in? If so, I'll
Yeah, just shoot it out. There's
shoot
only a
them
couple
in.
of us.
Okay.
10 million. I'm not sure. The most important consideration, why do you guys think it's the encryption algorithms?
Because talking about public, confidential, top secret. And when you apply, it's going to be different encryptions for the different categories. The labeling, if it's going to be a top secret, well, you're gonna put like AES 256. If it's basically internal use only, you may use like let's say 3 days or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense actually. Now that you pointed out this,
But I
this is
could be
the
wrong.
I would agree because I think this is the only one that applies to the different types. All these address only kind of one of them, the way I read it. All right, let's fire MD. Ooh,
Ooh, okay. I was wrong. Encryption, yes, okay. I think they mean when they said the most. If you go to the top, for the question, it said the most important. So that's the strictest, the highest importance.
Yeah. Top secret is the highest importance, and being the top secret is highest importance. The most important consideration is implementing the highest. I was thinking D because when you labeling, I'm thinking the most important consideration is labeling based on sensitivity. I was thinking all of it in use and not just the first, what's first, what comes first. What's the top person, top one, the one that does the grave damage.
right. So it would be securing that top secret data first with the proper
Yeah.
encryption algorithms.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We got a small group. Can everyone see the screen, or would you like me to read the questions? I don't mind either way. I just know it's annoying to hear someone read if you're reading on your head. You can throw me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if anyone has preference. And shut up or keep talking. Keep talking. You are leading a vulnerability assessment and penetration testing program in a large financial institution. During the assessment, you discover a critical vulnerability in the web application firewall configuration that could potentially allow attackers to bypass the security controls. As part of the program management, what should be your immediate action in response to this finding? So what should be our immediate action in response to finding out that the web application firewall could potentially allow attackers to bypass security controls? If somebody would volunteer to just kind of be a chat mod for me and throw a new line in if I forget to do it, that would be super helpful. I feel like C.
I'm like in C too.
So my thinking is that you wouldn't want to isolate critical systems. That would be, you would take the business down, disable it. Also, it's the same thing to me, updating it to mitigate the identified vulnerability. It just seems obvious. Perform a full system backup and restore to a known secure state That doesn't even make sense. We all feel good about C.
Yes.
Yeah. In designing a secure network architecture for a multi-tier application environment, a security architect is tasked with implementing a solution that ensures secure communication between different tiers while maintaining strict access controls. The architect decides to deploy a combination of firewalls, VPNs, and SSL TLS encryption. However, during the implementation, there arises a need to allow specific traffic to bypass certain security controls for performance reasons. What is the best approach for the architect to balance security and performance in this scenario?
I cannot see item D.
Excuse me. I have to look at this question again. My gut says C, only after rereading the question and seeing strict access controls. I think a VPN might be the only thing that would allow strict access control. Well, I suppose everything but QoS would. Does anybody else have a thought process on this one?
I was leaning on between. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know which way I'm leaning because the first thing I'm looking at is that during the implement there arises a need to allow specific traffic to bypass certain security controls for performance reasons. So, we
Bypass. This is D is actually the only one that mentions a bypass. And specific would also be strict.
yeah, I'm looking at D. I'm looking at D. I'm torn between. I'm looking at D. I don't know why. Segregating the tiers and allowing traffic to bypass security controls. You're doing that, but at the time of it, you're letting yourself go toward that. But just tailoring it for certain security controls for performance reasons, I'm looking at D.
I like D as well. I got a net with D.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Vincent.
Hello. We got lots of D's flying in. I'm going to fire on D.
Can we go back up to that question one more time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What was jumping out at you there?
Um, what can you go down this between D again? Can I look at that one? Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, I go with the delta.
Delta?
Mm-hmm.
Heard.
There was
Hey.
one B. Somebody chose B.
Oh. So let's check this out. Okay. Yeah, that was a tricky one too. We puzzled that out. All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, let's do it. So XYZ Corp is planning to conduct a comprehensive assessment of vulnerabilities in its network infrastructure. The security team wants to choose the most suitable vulnerability assessment approach that provides the highest coverage while minimizing false positives. Which of the following options best aligns with the team's requirements?
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at B.
Yep, my gut says B.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, because if you have a credential scan, that means you can go actually into it with the username and password, and you get the highest coverage, and it'll reduce the false positives there by an uncredential scan.
All right, let's see what we got. Mhm. All right, good job, team. In a corporate network, the security team wants to implement a system to monitor and analyze network traffic in real time to detect and respond to potential security incidents promptly. Which of the following network monitoring tools would be most suitable for this purpose? A would be mine. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Alton, got A.
Real time. Yeah. Um.
So I know IDS.
Doesn't a net?
Just-
I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to throw it out there. Doesn't a packet sniffer analyze network traffic in real time?
Does it displays network traffic in real time. A packet sniffer like Wireshark or something doesn't necessarily inherently do packet inspection, but it displays packets. Intrusion detection system is different than an IPS, intrusion prevention system, which could take actions, but intrusion detection system would offer real-time monitoring and
Right.
would allow them to respond, detect and respond to. So I think maybe if it was remediate, I would think IPS, but I believe this is the only answer.
Yep. Mhm.
Let's check it out. Hey. Okay. Right. A multinational corporation wants to securely connect its branch offices around the world to its headquarters using VPN technology. They require a solution that supports high availability, scalability, and secure data transmission. Which VPN type would best suit the company's needs?
Hmm.
I believe. Let everyone think about that for a second. So just thinking out loud. I just know that IPsec is the most secure VPN
Right.
protocol. Let's try it out. Boom. Okay. Ben is following the National Institute of Standards and Technologies, NIST, Special Publication 888 Guidelines for Sanitization and Disposition. He is handling information that is organization classified as sensitive, which is moderate security categorization in the NIST model. If the media is going to be sold as surplus, what process does Ben need to follow?
It's either C or D.
Thomas, how do you feel?
So you're not going to destroy it, because if you destroy it, and then you can't sell it.
Right.
And if you clear it, well, that means just overwriting it. Purging means that it can't be recovered, and then you document it. So you're not going to do clearing and purging. I'm thinking it's more of you purge it, then you validate it, make sure that it's purged, and then you document it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning towards that, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, after hearing that out loud, we'll see. Okay. Go ahead, Alton.
Yeah, the last one. I mean, I was looking at it, and the only thing I could think about was document because I heard from CISSP for somebody that had a CISSP to document everything. He said you can put that in life too, and that's the only thing I could like. I was like, yeah. So I was looking at it. I was like, validate, purge, validate, document everything that you do.
Validate document. Yeah, I didn't necessarily know the standard and how it's laid out, but like all of us just kind of thinking through that one. In a multinational corporation, the IT team is developing a new VPN solution to facilitate secure remote access for employees working from various global locations. The security team wants to ensure that the VPN connections are encrypted end to end to protect sensitive corporate data. Which VPN protocol should the team primarily focus on for achieving this goal? This feels like like the question we just had. Now I'm just second guessing myself because we had that last question. I'm gonna stick with my gut.
Well, point-to-point tunneling protocol,
Hmm.
it's going to need something additional to for encryption. The same thing with layer 2 tunneling protocol. I'm leaning more towards A. But we'll see what everybody else says, though.
Yeah, we got a few. We got 4 of us, 5 of us now. Said A. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's kind of good. Reminds us to trust our gut. No, not a third time. Oh, this is actually the same question. Sorry about that, guys. All right. In a manufacturing company, the development team is working on an embedded system for a new IoT device that will collect sensitive data. The team needs to ensure the security of the embedded system. Which of the following security measures would be most appropriate to secure the embedded system during development and deployment? Most appropriate to secure the embedded IoT system during development and deployment. All right. So thinking through the question, manufacturing company is working on an. I had to read this like 3 times to realize they're talking about software, not the IoT device. So during the development of the firmware, excuse me. So we're developing firmware on an IoT device that's going to collect sensitive data, and we have to make sure that it's secure. So we need to do the most appropriate thing to make sure its system is secure during development and deployment. My gut says D,
Yeah, that's what I was leaning towards.
just because like if it's cold, it's as secure as it could be, right?
Because C is just verifying integrity. B is just for physical access control. So then it just leaves A and D. But that's just obfuscation techniques.
And to protect the firmware, and this is talking about, it mentions the sensitive data.
It will collect sensitive data.
But this is during development and deployment, so code obfuscation could be valid. I'm making firmware, and I'm going to make sure that it's secure as possible when I deploy it, and that when it's in development. Those are my main concerns. So, obfuscating the code. I don't even know if that is a valid technique anymore, honestly. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. My money's on D, just because I like to go with the gut, the belly barometer when I can.
I'm more now leaning, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards A because it, like it said in here, that will collect sensitive data. The firewall will block it for the embedded system, but the code obfuscation will code obfuscation, that's just like just hiding it, that if you hide it somewhere, you don't want it somebody to know about it, but they can find it if they know about it.
Right, and they could reverse that, I believe. It's like
like security
actually
through
encryption.
obscurity. It's like, so yeah, then I'm leaning towards
I got A. I got 2 A's, 2 A's and a D. Sorry, I missed that, guys. 2 A's and a D. A 50-50 split right now. Thomas, you are the tiebreaker. So I think obfuscation or firewall is going to be the most secure way.
the most appropriate to secure, the most strict one. Oh, that was, we got to see.
All right. Are you withholding? Pass on the tap on the draw. I'm going to go. What did I say? I said D. So we're going to, it's a 50-50 split. We got to pick one. What? Everybody's wrong.
Chris was right.
Oh, excuse me, Chris.
Did Chris want to elaborate on that, or I don't know?
Yeah, Chris, please, if you would like to. Might not be near the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about software architecture and engineering as I'm developing this app, but okay. This is really firmware manufacturing, super specific question here, but interesting. All right, let's move on. Oh, complete. Let's see how we did. 80%. Okay, okay. Let's see if I'm just interested actually on these explanations. So what do you, let's see its explanation for this, because we all got this wrong. Well, everybody but Chris. No worries, Chris. Okay. Let's do another. Let's do 5 set. Oh, you know what? I'm sick of these. Oh, no, security and risk management. Okay. Multinational corporation is updating its business continuity plan to address the growing risk of cyber incidents. As part of the plan, the company wants to ensure that critical systems and data are protected in case of a ransomware attack. Which of the following strategies would best support the company's business continuity planning for ransomware incidents? I like A personally. You can really think about it for a minute and you can talk through it.
Yeah, I was leaning more on that question too. File level encryption.
All right. Well, I'll jump in there and tell you my thinking. Reading the question, I was thinking backup, business continuity planning. We don't have that as an option because that would be the best. But since this is our universe, uh, file level encryption would be the only mitigating control for ransomware, I believe.
It says ensure critical systems and data are protected.
And ransomware would encrypt the system. So if I've already put BitLocker on everything, they wouldn't be able to encrypt me. Does encryption protect against ransomware? It would, because ransomware encrypts the hard drive or encrypts the device and then sends the encryption key offsite. I actually just went through a ransomware attack with one of our clients. It was the first one I'd ever dealt with. It was fascinating. We saw like they were sending us cryptocurrency addresses in Russia. They started harassing our clients' customers. It was a hospital. And they were calling people and telling them, we have your information. And it was a mess. But thankfully, we had backups. But now everything is encrypted, has file level encryption. What do you think, Thomas?
Oh, I think it's file encryption on all critical systems because it's saying best support.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Oh,
This better be a
Cool.
really good reason. Yeah,
Network configuration segmentation isolates. What is that?
yeah, because it's business continuity planning, not disaster recovery planning. So, like business continuity planning would be how do we keep the business functional in the event of a ransomware attack? Huh. That that does make sense. Let's see, who said A? Alton, you got that right. Annette, you got that right. How did you get there?
I was thinking the same thing, that it would be the best to encrypt everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who said B?
I did. I know. I
so-
did A. I got it wrong. I said A.
I said A too.
Yeah, Uche, if I'm forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, but you did get it right. Chris also got that one right. Chris is on a roll, but he's got the baby. All right. I mean, I do, I do see why that was wrong. But dang, that was a tricky one. Okay. In a business continuity plan, a company decides to implement a hot site as part of their disaster recovery strategy. The hot site is fully redundant and can quickly take over operations in case of a disaster at the main site. Which of the following best describes the hot site implementation and its role in the business continuity plan? think B. This question is just a word salad.
We got 6 Bs.
Let's do it. Yeah, thank goodness we're right on that one. It was just asking us the definition of a hot site, really. All right, a software development team is implementing secure coding practices to prevent injection attacks in their web application. During the code review, they discover a potential injection vulnerability in a user input field that can be exploited to execute malicious SQL queries. Which of the following secure coding practices should the team implement to mitigate the vulnerability? I think this one might be a gimme. Eric has been tasked with identifying intangible assets, but needs to provide his team with a list of the assets they will be inventorying. Which of the following is not an example of an intangible asset? Yep. I would say so as well. All right. Chandra wants to secure an encryption key. Which location would be the most difficult to protect if the key was kept and used in that location? Well, I remember this from yesterday.
I think so too.
I don't necessarily remember the answer. I believe it's in memory.
It was.
Yeah, okay. Whoever asked me that in the chat, I was wrong. So, that, is this wrong or am I wrong? Because okay, maybe this is interesting because I didn't know this. Maybe everyone else did, and I was pretty sure that I was right about this. Mm. Hmm. So ransomware will encrypt the files as they become unencrypted for use. That makes perfect sense. So yes, so you can't double encrypt something. If it's already encrypted with BitLocker, they couldn't encrypt the whole drive, but they'll start to encrypt files that become available as the system uses them. That makes sense to me. Does that make sense to everybody else? I learned something on that one for sure. And I was pretty sure that I knew that. So I get how they're talking about that one. Tap back in on a few more. See if we can get some real stumpers. Um, this is interesting. We're going to see the answer as soon as I open it. I got to wait for that to fix too. All right, let's run through a few more. In a corporate environment, the IT team is implementing a new identity and access management solution to enhance security. As part of the implementation, they are configuring multi-factor authentication for all accounts accessing sensitive data. One of the administrators suggests implementing SMS-based MFA due to its ease of use. What security risks does this method pose, and what alternative MFA method should be considered? I think it's B.
But isn't a SIM swapping attack for like phones?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is asking us for an alternative method, so we can knock that out. This is actually also the only one that, oh no, this offers, D offers an alternative method as well. Oh, you know what?
I'm torn between B and D
Yeah,
because
yeah.
B is it's secure because it's a one-time based password and SIM swapping attacks is a real thing. But then I'm looking at D, it does the same thing. But smart card is a something you have, is a something you have,
Right.
which is good too. So
But also is SMS based multi-factor authentication, is that suspectable to phishing attacks? Because you got MFA, that's two or more credentials you're using.
I would
yeah,
say Hmm.
I'm gonna keep it at B.
Interesting. I just decided on D. I decided on D because I was overconfident about sim swapping and I couldn't tell you what it is. So I could totally justify why D is a real thing that could happen.
Because it's identity access management, and identity access management deals with also with can deal with, you know, with smart cards.
Yeah, that's true too. And that's the reason why I'm like scared. I was like, B or D.
So it's a corporate environment.
You know what? I might switch. I'm switching to D.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that
So am I.
too.
Yeah. So am I. I'm switching my D.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna fire on D.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, it must be delayed on my side. Hey. All right. So what's sim swapping? For why?
Why it wasn't D? That's gonna be the big question.
hmm. Okay. So sim swapping, and we should look up the definition unless someone can offer it to us. But from what I'm reading, that would be like me taking over your phone number and then requesting the code. So just implementing smart cards. What?
I get it. I get it now.
Hmm.
He still wanted SMS. So he knew the person. Let me go back up to the question again. I'm kind of getting it now. One of the administrators suggests implement SMS multi-factor authentication due to ease of use. So he wanted that no matter what. But we had to look at the risk and what could mitigate the risk. And that time-based one-time password, the reason I picked B was because of that time-based one-time password.
Yeah. I also picked B because of that. What the first time? Because of the
Yeah.
one time. Yeah.
Good thing the CISSP is not a group sport because we would be influencing each other. All right. Yeah, this is one just had to pay super close attention to. Oh, we're over, guys. 9:03.
Yeah.
You guys want to call it? We'll call it night. Pick it up
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yo,
Always leave something for tomorrow. That's what
Yes.
good friend of mine taught me once. He was right. And one crime at a time, but hopefully you don't need to use that one. All right, y'all. Fun as always. Apps available. Please tell your friends about the community. We got to keep new people coming in. And I hope you have a wonderful night, everybody.
I think
All right.
tomorrow is Thursday, and I don't think we have it. It's only in the morning time.
So you're right. Another thing I wanted to mention too. Hello, can you also hear me? Are we all still connected?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe getting a schedule set up, but I'll post something where we can sign up to kind of lead for a night. I can do it for the foreseeable future, but I mean, it's a huge commitment, 5 nights a week. I'm amazed Claudia did it for so long, but we'll talk about all that together. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys. All right, reach out to me on school, and we'll keep studying.
Hey,
Okay.
no problem.
All right, everybody. Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.